How's it going, YouTube? I hope you guys having a good day. And maybe if you're not having a really good day today, maybe I can make it a little bit better, at least for the moment. But there's something I want to share with you guys. Something that I learned about a year and a half ago from what I was reading in a certain book um, from a certain performer that I'm not going to mention yet. But I will give credit to him at the end of this video due to the fact that it was a person who I learned it from in his book. But aside from that, we are going to perform a card trick, and I think you might like it. And you could do this without being in the presence in the same room. You could do this from thousands of miles away if you want, but it's going to be interesting and you might be able to appreciate it just as much as I did. What I want you to do is to get yourself a full deck of cards, okay? Make sure there's 52 cards in the deck. If there's 54 cards, please remove the jokers. This will solve your problem, okay? So, what I'm going to do with this deck right here is not use it at all, okay? I'm not going to use it one bit. I'm going to put it right over here, completely out of view. My hands are going to be right here, basically on top of my lap. And what I'm going to have you do, first thing, is to shuffle the cards. Shuffle it as much as to your satisfaction. Okay. Go ahead. I mean, take 5 minutes if you want and shuffle the darn thing. All right. And what I want you to do is to hit the pause button while you're doing that. Okay. And you'll wait for further instructions. You got your card shuffles. Shuffles. how how could I say that? You got your cards shuffled. That's good. So what we're going to do next is um, is to make 3 piles in front of you. Make sure there's 7 cards in each pile. Okay, you can deal out 7 cards into one pile, or you could do in the traditional sense, which I would prefer you to do because I'm going to have you do this again, is to deal out as if you're playing a card game for 7 cards per player. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and go ahead and pause it over here if you want, and you'll wait for further instruction. So you got your 3 piles. Okay, now what I want you to do, out of those 3 piles, we're going to label them real quick based off of the piles that you picked. Just real briefly. This will not matter in the whole game. Out of the 3 piles, pick your first pile. That one? Okay. That one we're going to declare as pile number 1. Now, out of pile number 1, I want you to cut that pile and look at the card under that. Remember that card. Don't put it back in pile number 1. What I want you to do is to select a second pile to be pile number 2. That one? Okay. Now, grab these cards. Excuse me. Grab these cards and put it on top of pile number 2. Good. Now, for pile number 3 that's left over that you haven't touched yet, I want you to cut that pile. Go ahead, cut it, and then drop those cards on top of pile number 2. And grab pile number 1, the remainder of pile number 1, excuse me, and drop it on top of pile number 2. And of course, the remainder from pile number 3, put it on pile number 2. So you should have 1 pile. Now what I want you to do is pick up that pile Of course, make sure the cards are face down to begin with while they're in your hand. So the next thing I'm going to have you do is what I suggested earlier. Instead of making 3 piles, we're going to make 3 columns. And I want you to deal this out one by one. First, I'll put out 1 card to your left, 1 card in front of you, 1 card to your right. Alright? And I want you to repeat this over and over again until you're completely out of cards. Make sure your cards are face up though. Alright? That's the key factor. Alright? I cannot see your physical cards that's in front of you due to the fact that I cannot see anything what you're doing from YouTube unless you upload it up onto YouTube. So that's an advantage that you have. Go ahead and pause this if you want and wait for further instruction. Or by the time you're done, you should be ready, I guess, right now. I know exactly where your card is. You can point out your card as many times as you want. I'm not going to see it. But I suggest you to follow my instructions closely. Don't remove your card. Leave it in the column that it's designated in. I will help you find it. Or should I say, I will find it. That's the trick right there. Okay? So, what I want you to do, I want you to take a look at column number 1, which should be on your left side. And then look at column number 2, which is in front of you. And look at column number 3, which is on your right. That's good. So back to column number 1. Right there. I want you to remove the 3 bottom cards from that column. Go ahead and do that. And take those 3 cards, put it off to the side. You will not be touching those cards again. Alright. Now, on column number 2, what I want you to do is take the top 2 cards and put it off to the side. Now for column number 3, I know for a definite fact that your card should not even be in column number 3. So, take column number 3, close it up, put it aside. Now we're left with 2 columns. One to your left and one in front of you. Now, what I want you to do is take a card from column number 2 on the bottom side of the column. Take one, put it aside. Go ahead and do that. Awesome. Now, for column number 1, I want you to take out the top 3 cards from column number 1 and put it to the side. So there should be 1 card left over on column number 1. That's good. Now, what I want you to do with column number 2 is I want you to remove the top 2 cards from the cards that are left over. Take the top 2 cards, put it to the side. We should be left with 3 cards. And one of those three cards is the card that you selected earlier. And this gets a little bit difficult sometimes. I have been wrong on occasion, and that is honest God truth. I hate to admit my faults or that I'm not the perfect guy or the perfect person, but that's just how it is. And I'm just following my script right here of how things go. But out of those three cards, don't move them around, just leave them in their places. And I can honestly tell you, I want you to grab the card that's left over in column 1. I want you to pick it up, bring it to your face, notice the card value, identify it, go ahead, say it out loud. Okay, good. The card you're holding is not your card. So go ahead, put that aside. So now we're left with two cards. So is it the bottom card or the top card in column number 2? So what I want you to do is take the top card from column number 2 of what's left over and do the same thing what you just did earlier. I want you to pick it up, bring it to your face, identify what your card is. Go ahead, you can even say it out loud. It doesn't matter to me. But that right there is your card. I hope you like this trick. Go ahead and rate and comment below. I want to know what you guys think. I learned this trick from David Blaine. Something that he did on one of his goodness, I think it was for one of his auditions that he did without being in the conference room of for his audition. Something that he did that really impressed, I guess, the producers of his TV show and so on and so forth. And that's how he got noticed for TV, I guess. Alrighty. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you could share this with all your friends. I know I'm going to be sharing this video with my friends just to give them a taste of what I can do, even without me being in the same room with them. So, yeah, go ahead, rate and comment, like this video, and most of all, most importantly, share this with your friends. That's the most important part, okay? Thank you very much. Enjoy my other videos, and also go to my second channel that I have with the Puppet Central. That's all one word. And enjoy Friday the Puppet and all his videos and such. As you can see, this is his background. And I'm just borrowing it just for this trick based on my location. It's not in the best shape, but it's easy when you can just pull a curtain and just start videotaping. Again, thank you very much. Take care, and you guys have a wonderful day.